Well, here we are live at the NABC, and we're standing off to the side away from the pond, and we want to say hello out there, give a shout out to everybody.
Hi.
That's Sharon Harrell with her nice white hat on. She's looking pretty good today with that hat on, aren't you?
Yes, because it's very cold here, believe it or not.
She wanted to blend in with the wildlife, so she wore a white one.
I did. I thought if I sat down, no one would notice I was here.
It's pretty good, but we're going to walk over to the pond here, and as the camera moves, we can talk about some fun things. We're not going to be out here as long today, but we're waiting for that camera to move. Here it goes. We got some great operators out there. We want to give you a shout out and say thank you. And it's moving. The camera's moving. We're right by the pond. It's starting to look a little bit low, isn't it, Sharon? It's looking a little low, the water level.
It's looking a little low, and there's actually ice kind of starting to form.
There is. In this pond itself, this will be the last time that ice will form on this particular pond, correct?
Yes, it will, and that will be with your help.
So, all in all, we want to say hello out there. We want to say hi to the folks that are watching today live at the NABC. We're going a little later this year into November. Well, we're in November. And we've got another guest coming here. He's gradually making his way here. It's Spencer, and he is working his way over. For those of you who don't know, Spencer is one of our in-house biologists. He's not a doctor of biology like Dr. Lynn Rogers is, who does a fabulous job. And because of Dr. Lynn Rogers, we've got our great mission statement. We've got a wonderful North American Bear Center, and we got 50 years of studies, don't we?
We absolutely do, and Lynn's 50 years experience that we have brand new for this year is just spectacular.
And Spencer, what do you think about that 50 years of research, Dr. Lynn Rogers? You only got 9 years to go.
49 years ago. It's a really nice exhibit. I actually helped J-Mac set it up, and it's really cool to see the new guests that we have enjoy it and have a new exhibit that we didn't have before.
Yeah, so we get to talk about some new things, and one of our things we get to talk about is we got some exciting news coming up for Give to the Max Day that we'll be showing you and announcing, but it's really an exciting deal to talk about Give to the Max Day, our big day, right?
It's going to be a great day, and we have many things planned for you folks, so I hope that you will be with us from 8 in the morning, and as Scott's hand is shaking because he's not cold.
No, I'm nervous.
I'm cold. But anyway, we have many things planned for that day, so please tune in and stay with us.
And I always get nervous when I'm around Sharon and Spencer, so, you know, I that's why I'm shaking. It's not the cold. But you can all see we've got some white snow out here. It's looking good, ain't it?
Looks great.
And I think Tasha's burrowed in real good. Tasha, one of our 4 bears.
Yes, our youngest of our 4 bears, and she has... I'm just amazed. I'm writing up the end of the year stuff currently, and as many of you know, I put pictures out of the piles of leaves that she raked herself without a rake, without our help. And the one pile was probably 3 feet wide, 2 feet high, maybe opposite, 2 feet wide and 3 feet high. But currently, she's got most of them in her den, and you can barely, thank you, Josh, barely see her den.
That's good, and it's good to know how she's doing. And I know that Ted's still up a little bit. He's still eating. You guys can all watch that on the PTZ. That's live with Ted. We've got the really neat den cam that is going. I understand the IR wasn't working real good last night. But the nice part of that whole deal is that we've got a nice den cam going. There was some straw piled pretty high yesterday, but now it's down to normal. Did you see that?
Yes, because he tried, I don't know what he was doing, but he had 2 sticks. I don't know if he was using them as chopsticks and maybe trying to get the rest of the peanuts out of his bowl, but he had pretty thick layer of snow in there too. So I was told that he drug that bowl in this morning because I wasn't fast enough to get out there.
And that's the Lucky and Holly live cam, and we really encourage everybody out there to tune in and watch that. She was talking about Ted. I was talking about Lucky and Holly and how high that straw was.
I sent a picture of the opening of Lucky and Holly's den, and she did bank something, a good deal of it.
Yeah. How much straw do they have now?
Currently, Lucky and Holly have 3 bales, and that's probably going to be it for their season.
Okay, 3 bales. And Ted's got how many?
Ted only has 2.
2. So we want to get Ted at least 17 bales so that we can't see him and it looks like a great big straw pile when it's done, but that's not true. I'm just kidding. But, we want to take a moment and thank everybody out there that's watching today. We want to thank our pond chatters, our Lily fans. We want to thank the camera operators. We want to thank all of our volunteers that were here and have done volunteering in the past. We want to really thank our interns, don't we?
Oh, most definitely. We had a great group of interns this year, and they're really helpful for our day-to-day activities. We couldn't have done the many of behind-the-scenes tours we do on a daily basis without their help.
Yeah, and Spencer got the bomb with a couple of the guys on it and take them out fishing and do some really neat things, and I think both those guys got hooked on fishing, didn't they?
I know Josh for sure did. So before Josh came here, he had been fishing one time, and now he sent me a message when he got back, and he just got his UK fishing license, and he plans on doing some channel fishing back in his hometown in the UK. So we did get him hooked on some northern Minnesota hobbies that we have up here.
That's pretty neat. And we want to say hi to all the interns out there that were the interns that were here this summer and the ones that were here the past summers. We really have had a great group of people out there, and thank you, Judy Thone and the group, for getting such a great group of people. But we've got a great big day coming, and we've talked about it already, Give to the Max Days. Sharon talked about some of the exciting things we're going to have going on. We've got a single exciting thing that we want to show you, and we're excited to talk about that, but not today. It'll be talked about on the 15th, right?
On the 15th, and we're going to be here. Actually, we're going to open up on the 14th, which is, and we'll be in about an hour early on the 14th, and then go into the 15th. And then as we sign off around 1 a.m., we will be back with you at 8 o'clock in the morning and throughout the day, the whole day of the 15th.
So the Give to the Max Day starts at 11:30 p.m. on the 14th, and actual Give to the Max starts on at midnight. But we'll be here at 11:30 going live, and that's Central Daylight Time, or Ely time, as a lot of people like to say. And then we're going to go home and do some resting after 1 a.m. on the 15th. 8, go live until midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock, right?
Right, and then right after that, I am going to go home and rest, and I will be on my way home on the 16th at some point. But I wanted to also bring something to everyone's attention that Scott and I noticed this morning when we checked into the Give Men site, and that is when you go down and look at it, you'll see that over $411,000 plus have been donated by 3,000 plus people. That is from our history. That is not what has been donated so far. So please don't think that you folks out there are doing a great job, and we thank you. But the information is 9 years of history, not what is currently been donated.
We would like to see that was just donated in the last month or two, but it's not. It's well over $400,000, and that shows our last 9 or 10 years of history, as Sharon brings up. So when you go on those sites, don't look at it and say, wow, they got money already, they don't need any more. No, that's our operating money that we need, and it's not for operating, but for all the things that we've done at the North American Bear Center. Pretty awesome. Don't you think it's been awesome?
Oh, our surprise for Give to the Max Day is going to blow people away, I think.
Don't give it away, Spence. But as you can see, as we're standing here and we're looking at the pond right now, the pond it's been allowed to go down to this level on its own. So that does show the leaking that it's got. And we've gotten plenty of moisture, and it just won't keep up to it. I'm thinking this might be about as far as it's going to go down, maybe a little lower, because, first of all, we're going to get freezing. Secondly, we think that the major leak is actually in intake. If you can look back there, you can see the intake and where the cage is, and back in there's some pipes and stuff, and that cement back in there has heaved from the winter, and of course the bottom bowl of the pond has heaved also. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going and asking for help to get to $42,000. Every dollar counts, and we've already been given money. I think we're up over the $2,000 mark for early giving, which is really nice. And It's not a scheduled giving amount. It's early giving is what it is. And they are drawing, I think, once a day for $500. Up to that point, we haven't won nothing yet. But each day they're drawing for that up until the 14th. And also they're going to draw one golden ticket, one big golden $10,000 ticket on the early giving, which is really nice. And that's going to be announced, from what I understand, the night of the 14th, probably the 15th, I would guess, at midnight or somewhere around that area. But as soon as we find out, we'll be doing updates and letting you know. We're excited about that date. It's going to be Sharon and I and Judy that are going to be operating and cooperating and trying to keep smiling. We got a red squirrel that's chewing us out right now. It's looking at Spence. Spence, did you bring out any bird seed? Talk about it. We're going to talk about the new feeders now. We're going to switch gears and go away from Give 'em In for a second because Spence wants to talk about these bird feeders.
So I know all of our loyal pond chatters noticed the difference right away, but last year we had 2 tray feeders. And it's kind of difficult when the snow gets on them because then the birds don't know how to get to the seeds, and then and they think they're empty, and then just these little red squirrels are the only thing that benefits from that. So we did a little change this year, as you probably have noticed. We have regular black oil sunflower feeder here that's a cage form, so they can pull it out of there, and then right above that actually is a separate double suet feeder. So that's just some animal fat that all the birds and the squirrels and most things will actually take advantage of to get some extra fat in their diets through the winter. And then on the other tree we have one of the normal tray feeders that we'll keep up, so the squirrel do have some seed available to them. And then we have a normal bird feeder for some of the smaller birds and another suet feeder. And those have actually attracted new birds, which is pretty nice. We actually had a pileated woodpecker here over the last week, and he's been coming somewhat regularly, so I'm sure you guys have noticed as well. But they have woodpeckers, they really like those suet feeders, so we have a large variety this year for them.
Cool. That's really neat. I'm just wondering one thing as I'm looking at this. The squirrels can jump from the tree to that screen feeder. We need to put that in the middle. And my goal this year is to minimize we're counting every one of those black oilers to make sure we get our most dollars out of them. So we want to make sure that the birds are getting them, and every now and then we'll throw a few scrapings down. And we've got the suet feeders. I think it's suet, but I like the word suet because it reminds me of a gal I know in elementary school, Suet. Do you remember? Yeah.
I don't remember Suet, but then I didn't go to your school.
And then when it gets hot out, I sweat a lot. So we got us a new word here, and we got the pileated woodpeckers. And I don't know if that's because it's cold or not, or your lips stuck together, but pileated and the sweat feeders are chattering. Is that what it is?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's a little nippy out.
So you kind of sound like the red squirrel.
Just a little.
But Spencer's also going to be with us during Give to the Max Day, and we're going to be talking a lot about some of the achievements we've done with your dollars in the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And it really was exciting to see that over that time period that we've given well over $400,000, well over, and that's pretty neat.
It's also very visible when you walk into the Hope Learning Center, the Ecology Hall, all the new and different mounts that have been replaced by, because we had to, due to moths. But many of the things that are, as you come into, when you drive in the parking lot.
Yes.
It's just beautiful, and it's all because of your help.
And that is very, very true out there. And it's because of our volunteers. It's because of the people that, have given a lot. That maybe ain't monetary, but it's time, it's effort, it's traveling expenses, it's sending in donations all throughout the year to Give to the Mac or Give 'em In. Give 'em In, you can give year round on that, and we get donations year round on Give 'em In. But Give to the Mac, biggest fundraiser that we've got to keep the North American Bear Center fresh and new because of you. And you like that? But that's what it is. It's fresh and new because of you. And the whole part of the North American Bear Center is Dr. Lynn Rogers. And I don't mean that it's him. It's the concept. It's the methods. It's all that brought the North American Bear Center together and brought all this great big, huge, massive volunteer group that are wonderful. This great big donation group It's because of you guys is why the North American Bear Center is where it's at today. And I really firmly believe that. And I know Dr. Rogers does too, because, he's the most humble man I've ever met when it comes to not wanting credit for things. Yet he did all the research.
Yeah, he was very adamant for a while, I know, about keeping his name kind of out of things. But then we get so many questions from all the guests and all the people watching about what he's up to and what he's doing, so we thought it was very important to add that new exhibit that we did that explains his background and what he's went through and how the Bear Center came to what it's be today.
And that's spoken very well, because I'll tell you what, without having some teeth and stuff and validity, it's real tough to tell somebody that, yeah, all the area researchers have done this. There are a lot of researchers and people in Ely, and biologists and naturalists and all kind of ists. But I got to tell you, the thing is it takes one person's passion to move a place forward. And when you look at 50 years of research and you look at where we're at today, it's because of the passion of Dr. Lynn Rogers, followed by the passion of the volunteers, of the organizers, of the groups that are out there, the Lily fans. I can keep going on and on, can't you?
Yes, and everyone that comes in here sees his vision come alive. And it's just an awesome experience for folks that come in thinking that a black bear is going to tear them apart when they go camping to, they're going to run away probably if I make noise. So let's just take a picture of them instead.
Or let's be really quiet so we can actually see one. That's pretty neat, I think, don't you?
Oh, I agree. And I've been fortunate enough hanging out with Lynn a little bit, and being around here, we had that one juvenile bear that was hanging around. So we've gotten a few close encounters with some bears, and I think suffice to say that I used a few of the how to scare away bear tactics that we have on one of our displays to get that juvenile one to stop hanging around our dumpster and taken from our trash cans.
Well, and I want to bring up something, and Spencer and I close here. Oh, I just cut out because I had to tip down. We're going to get a little close here for a minute if you guys want to slide in a little tight. And we're going to have a little bit of fun, because rarely do we ever talk about the backbone of an organization or the backbone of research or the backbone of something. But Dr. Lynn Rogers, I think, would be the first to tell you that the backbone of his 50 years of studies and the backbone of the North American Bear Center and the worn out fingers and hours spent doing things would be Donna Rogers. And has been the backbone that's held him standing up straight. Am I correct?
Oh, I think absolutely. And it's just kind of a special day for her, too.
And it is. It's a special day for Donna Rogers. And, we're not so good at this, but I think we can do it, don't you?
I have a feeling a happy birthday song is coming up.
It is. So let's get a little close here. Wish I had my music song thing that the teacher used to have. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Donna. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Donna, from all of us and all the people out there. We thank you. We thank you for all the years of gardening. We thank you for all the years of support. We thank you for the years to come of support in gardening and everything else, right?
Yes.
So, Dr. Rogers, if you're watching, make sure Donna gets to see this. And we want to say thanks to everybody out there, and we want you to mark that date on that calendar, the date that there's going to be a lot of volunteers working to get us to where we need to be. From all over the world and across, they're going to be working for us to achieve that $42,000 goal. And, let's just have some fun. We'll be signing off today, but we'll be back next week on the 14th at 1 o'clock for a live broadcast. Our last live broadcast of the season, right?
Right, and a very important last broadcast as well.
But we're hoping the weather allows us to stand outside, correct?
Well, it hopefully will probably get colder next week, but if the wind would die down, that would help. And also remember, even though voting is over, that Ted still endorses this pond. So you gotta know that he is ready for a new pond.
So what she's really saying is, it's time to help Ted. Ted's new pond, right?
Well, Ted, Lucky, Holly, and Tasha.
Okay. And there we go. We finally included all the other bears. Poor bears. But anyway, we say thank you very much, and we hope you've enjoyed this time. And we'll see you at 1 o'clock Ely time next Wednesday, the 14th. And then that night, Judy and I and Sharon will be going live at 11:30 p.m., and we're excited about it. Have a good day. Thank you, and let's go in and get warm.